What's up, guys? My name is Miles.
And my name is Fez.
And this is The Commodity. And today we're reacting to top 10 untold truths of Jollibee.
Yes.
So this has been widely requested. There's 3 parts to this. And we do want to go ahead and say that we're hoping these are positive untold truths.
Because it is a 3-part. This is the 3-part video?
Yes.
So, yeah, this is part 1 of 3.
So our experience with Jollibee has been fantastic. We have not had a single thing on the menu that we do not like. So I couldn't imagine there would be 3 parts to a negative video, but there could be.
To preface that, I want to say all businesses, not all, I'm sure, but most businesses do have a dark side, like negativity. Right. Like, I love Amazon, but they focus too much on the customer and not enough on the employee. Yeah. And it's notorious on how poorly, or not poorly, but how overworked the employees are and how physically demanding that is. So that's a huge negative if you love a company.
Right. Also, before we hop in, we'd like to go ahead and shout out our newest member. There's 2 ways we could pronounce this. It could be Leah Lee or Leah Lee, but we will put your name right here or wherever Faz wants to put it.
I'm going to put it somewhere weird.
Way over there.
But if you want to join as well, we do have 2 different tiers. To be perfectly honest, this helps us out the most. Considering views and all that kind of stuff, this helps us out the most. This actually puts money more directly towards us. Now it doesn't go with nothing. So tier 1, you get basically any vlogs, which weather's starting to get better and we're going to be able to do more vlogs. And then tier 2, you get 24-hour early access to the upcoming videos. That's including Malaysian videos, Filipino videos, Indonesian videos, Australian, every video we do, we put it out 24 hours in advance, unless something like illness or family situations or whatever the case may be. Otherwise, we do plan on doing that every time.
Right.
But again, Leah or Lee, thank you very much. It means the world to us. And let's hop on in.
Let's check it out.
And yes, like I said before, it does help us monetarily. So I'm not going to sit here and lie and say,
yeah, no,
it helps
it
us.
Strictly helps us out.
It supports the channel,
getting us closer to you guys.
Yeah,
so.
It supports the channel is what it does.
Yes.
Not when it sounded kind of weird when I was like, it puts money closer to us. No, it supports us to help us get to our, because something has to pay for the food that we try and
the travel.
We plan on doing. So those are the things that help us.
Yes.
Filipino fast food chain Jollibee.
When you're traveling abroad, one fun thing to do is try out some of the unique dishes that you would never see at home. International fast food chains and restaurants pique the curiosity of travelers by offering up a selection of local food fare. Jollibee is a fast food chain that is a huge hit in the Philippines. So let's find out.
Salisbury steak.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. I couldn't think of the word.
Top 10 untold truths of Jollibee.
Jollibee is the wackiest, jolliest place on earth.
From ice cream shop to the king of fast food.
And I'm the king around here.
Why would someone give up a prestigious career in chemical engineering to open up an ice cream shop? Especially after all the years of studying it takes to get a chemical engineering degree. Well, in 1975, this actually did happen. Not only did Tony Tan ditch chemical engineering to open up some ice cream shops, but he also branched out into the fast food world. This all happened when the buzz surrounding McDonald's was strong, and Tony was inspired. He flew to the USA from the Philippines and studied the methods used that had made McDonald's successful.
And I'll always be more successful than you.
Then he implemented those methods upon his return to the Philippines. What did he do exactly? He opened a burger joint, created mascots that were fun and colorful, and sold burgers at a very cheap price.
So speaking about burgers,
we had gotten some, is that where we're going?
Yeah, so we've gotten a lot of comments telling us to try the Aloha burger, but we've now recently gotten comments saying that we might not like the Aloha burger because they're not known for their burgers. But my comment to that would be that they started out
as a burger
selling burgers. Obviously, they're known more for their chicken now.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, so I'm not a big McDonald's fan, but it's kind of like saying, to me, the way that I'm understanding it is Dude, you got to go to McDonald's for their chicken. Now, their nuggets are legendary, but any other chicken, not really their most known dish. You go for their burgers.
Right. Well, I go for the chicken. Chicken nuggets.
Yeah, I was going to say, like chicken nuggets. Yeah, like that's a horrible comparison. But yeah, or go to Chick-fil-A to get a hamburger, which they don't even offer.
Right.
But
if they did, it probably wouldn't be as good as the chicken sandwich.
Y'all, if Chick-fil-A, I just had some for dinner tonight. Best chicken sandwich you'll ever eat.
So good.
In time,
it was the first chicken sandwich,
became quite popular. So popular, in fact, that it soon became the most popular fast food joint in the Philippines. The owner of Jollibee clearly made the right decision by getting into the restaurant game. From chemical engineer to burger baron, not the everyday origin story.
Cool origin story, bro.
Earthworms were never used in the burgers.
The worms are in their brain.
Back in the 1980s, rumors had been spreading around about how Jollibee's burgers were made with earthworms. And that cringeworthy rumor made some folks think twice about going.
So this is a rumors video is what it's coming off as. Just like what they did for McDonald's.
Right.
Because they used to say like the nuggets were made from a baby goop.
Oh, I thought that. So there was rumors saying they were made from like baby chickens. Like they just drop a whole bunch of baby chickens in a grinder.
I don't think that's how chickens work, but okay. Yeah. Never heard that one. But yeah, no, like you haven't seen the pictures of pink goop?
Yeah.
And they're like, that's what, but it's not. It's just blended up chicken.
Yeah.
Going to their favorite Filipino fast food joint for a while. The rumor quieted down, but resurfaced in 2003 when a viral email was circulated about how Jollibee's burgers were made with worms. That definitely was not good for business.
It's strictly business.
The email had stated that the burger joint had used earthworms to keep the cost of production to a minimum. The email also said that this secret ingredient made the burgers more addictive.
Yeah, I mean,
However,
if it tastes
the source
good, it
of
tastes
these
good.
emails was never found out. They had even stated that Tony Tan not only enjoyed eating insects, but also ate worms as well. Fortunately, this was all proven to be untrue.
It's
the
not
same
a
rumor
bad
had been
thing,
circulating
though,
about
to be honest.
McDonald's
Yeah,
and other
it's a
burger
great source
restaurants
of
as well.
protein.
Additionally, the cost of earthworms
I mean, I
is
wouldn't
a
eat
lot
earthworms,
higher
but
than
I'd
you would
eat
imagine.
insects, no problem.
At $30 a pound, worms definitely cost way more than the beef for hamburgers ever would. This means that if you have a craving for a
earthworm burgers cost more than regular burgers.
Yeah, because they probably have to use farm. Like, I don't know if it's over there because this woman's obviously American, so their research may have been done in America. So I'm guessing if you're gonna sell a burger that's made out of,
it's just $30 a pound of.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's probably got to be regulated by the FDA,
right,
to allow safe worms. So it's not just like a random earthworm.
That's crazy.
Burger from Jollibee, don't worry.
It's just a guess.
You can
I have no
relax and
idea.
enjoy your meal because there are no worms being used as secret ingredients.
Tell them what your secret ingredient is.
Jollibee beat
Earthworms.
their competitors in no time.
Man, I won, but I didn't beat him.
Today, for any business to beat out their competitors,
Some of the best
you
movies.
have to be incredibly savvy and brilliant
So
in
big
marketing.
chicken bowl.
That's really what it all boils down to. Your product may not be better than your competitors, but if your marketing game is top-notch, then that might not matter
facts.
so much. Tony Tan knew exactly how to do just that. He used elite marketing to make Jollibee the king of the Philippines, beating out all the other local fast food joints over there. His goal was to make Jollibee the #1 place for fast food diners to visit in the
That's a
Philippines.
packed room.
Local competition was pushed to the side as Jollibee quickly climbed up the ladder of restaurant success, surpassing Deli France, Lao Dong, Jinga Bar and Bistro, Chowking, Greenwich Pizza, Mang Inasal, and Red Ribbon, among other pre-established restaurants. Jollibee became so successful that it even outperformed all of the Burger King
Yum.
franchises in that country as well. How did Tony Tan do it? That is the million-dollar question.
You're going to have to stop and ask yourself the ultimate question.
Credit a brilliant marketing mind and knowing exactly what your clientele is looking for, then delivering. No matter how great the marketing may be, you still need to back it with tasty menu options. So when you become more successful than a worldwide fast food behemoth like Burger King, you must be doing something right. Right, indeed, as Jollibee has gone global with over 1,200 restaurants in several countries. Usually, most
I think that's
fast food
number's wrong.
franchises
Wasn't it
expand
like
into
13
the
or
Philippines.
1600 now?
This is
Yeah, I
a
think
case
it's higher
of a
now.
local Philippines franchise taking on the world.
I want
Chicken
you to conquer the
jewelry.
world.
Their menu items are completely out of this world.
It's fun. It's like a menu for your future.
You expect to see a variety of fast food items when you go to popular restaurants like Burger King and McDonald's. If you don't want to order a burger, then you can always order a fish or chicken sandwich.
Their
or
fish
a
Chick-fil-A
wrap.
is actually
and
pretty
it wasn't
good.
That long
I ain't
ago
gonna
that
lie.
McDonald's tried to add pizza to their menu, a failed attempt that did not work out.
Failure is not an option.
At Jollibee,
They've done a lot
the
of stuff that's
variety of
failed.
menu options offered is nothing like you are used to. That is an absolute promise. Where else can you get a pineapple burger that is topped with bacon, or a deep fried tuna pie?
Sounds really
Looking
good.
for an
That's
original
what tuna
pie
breakfast?
sounds
You can
good?
get
It
a
all does.
Jollibee's breakfast.
I mean, I'm willing to
rice,
try it,
egg,
but
and tomato with
I don't know.
Spam. And where else could you order steak, Asian noodles, fried chicken, or
Have steak.
spaghetti alongside the typical fast food burgers? You would only get such a variety of menu choices from Jollibee, of course.
Or
When you go to
pineapple
Jollibee,
drink.
it's like you're going to several fast food joints all rolled into one. And that is really what makes this chain so absolutely unique. With so many choices, the biggest decision will be what to order.
Carl, we're staying with the same menu, right?
The Jollibee mascots are crazy.
I hate mascots.
Everyone knows of Ronald McDonald and the other fast food franchise
Jack.
mascots.
They got rid of Ronald McDonald, right?
No, he's still around. He's the most iconic mascot in the
they
entire
never show him
world.
off anymore.
We don't watch TV that have commercials.
But like they used to have his like statues in the places.
They're all over the place.
I never see them.
They're always in the
Some
play
more
places,
popular
and not
than
all of them have
others.
play
These mascots
places.
are there to push the brand and to provide entertainment for the kids, as well as some adults. Well, it's not surprising that Jollibee has their own funny and crazy mascots. Because when it comes to the fast food
feel like you
wars,
have
it's
to.
your mascot
Yeah.
on the front lines. Leading the charge for this franchise is their main mascot, Jollibee, which is literally a jolly bee. Not only will you get a laugh, as this bee is incredibly happy and joyful, but the way Jollibee dances will also blow you away. How can a bee be capable of such amazing dance moves? This mascot has got it going on when it comes to the dance floor. You'd be forgiven for thinking that he has another career besides being the intriguing and crazy mascot for a fast food joint in the Philippines. Part-time backup dancer for Jennifer Lopez, maybe? In addition to Jollibee, there's also Twirly, who dances and sings in the dessert area. Not only are these mascots incredibly entertaining, but they're also TV stars. Along with other characters Yum, Hetty, and Popo, Jollibee and Twirly had their own TV series called Jollytown, which...
That's dope.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's like next level.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Ronald McDonald had he had a TV
Ronald
show.
McDonald and Friends.
Yeah,
And with Grimace and all those
but I
people.
think that was more of like they gave those away as VHS tapes in like meals.
I don't remember. I do remember like Grimace. I mean,
Yeah.
but they used to be everywhere.
Oh, they were epic.
And I feel like that's like some of those things are where he got these ideas from.
Yeah.
Now I will say my favorite mascot are the cows from. I'm talking about Chick-fil-A a lot, but are the cows from Chick-fil-A?
So in America, they have these billboards, and it'll be like there's this one where a cow it's like an actual molded cow on the
Yeah, like a full-
like
like-
there's a cow standing on the billboard, and then there's another like 3D like legit looking cow holding up a sign that says "Eat more chicken."
Yeah, that's their slogan.
Because the cows don't want you to eat them.
Get this: the lady that started that business is the lady that invented the chicken sandwich. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then they have the best marketing. I love their marketing. Like,
Oh, yeah.
And their chicken is phenomenal. Their belief system not up to my standard or down to my standard. I don't know. Depends on how you look at it. But their marketing is genius. I love the cows.
Yeah.
ran for 6 seasons.
It's a perfect mascot for a chicken store.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
cows.
Jollytown was a huge hit with the kids.
It's time for the Jollytown Kids Show.
As we briefly just mentioned, Jollytown was a TV series seen in the Philippines that was quite successful. Jollytown starred all of the franchise mascots, such as, of course, Jollibee and Twirly, as well as Popo, who represents the fries, Hetty, who represents the spaghetti, and Mr. Yum,
Hetty
who
spaghetti.
represents the burgers.
That's pretty good.
The mascots always had interesting stories stories and adventures on the TV program, and kids loved the show. Jollytown began as part of the Jollibee's 30th anniversary in 2008. In order to celebrate this huge milestone, the GMA network launched the TV series for kids. The show aired on Sunday mornings until 2010, when the series ended up moving to the ABS-CBN network for the 4th and 5th season. However, after that, the TV series ended up moving back to the GMA network for a little while until it...
ABS-CBN. ABC... CBS... Yeah. Is our networks. Like, they just switched out two of the letters, literally. Yeah. That's hilarious.
It finally ended for good in October of 2013.
It ain't over.
If you're thinking that you have never seen the show, it's because this TV series was only available to residents in the Philippines. Yes, kids in the Philippines absolutely adored this show. And even though new shows are no longer being made, kids can still be entertained to this day watching reruns of the old episodes of Jollytown.
Can I watch you guys watch?
Jollibee is known all over the world thanks to the internet and Glee.
But internet, so helpful.
Jollibee may be the most successful fast food franchise in the Philippines.
In fact, I despise that show.
However, since only 150 of its 1,200 restaurants are in other markets, they may not be the first restaurant to come to most people's minds when talking about fast food. If you travel to or live in the Philippines, or if you happen to live near one of the 150 foreign locations, you know something most people have never heard of. A secret find, if you will.
That's
something
so good.
that you know about.
The palabok.
The
palabok.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That most people in other parts of the world are not familiar with. However, thanks to the internet, so many of these obscure places in different parts of the world are now known. And this is certainly the case when it comes to Jollibee. As they say, word travels fast, and while Jollibee will never be mistaken for Mickey D's, their reputation is growing outside of the Philippines thanks to the internet.
I want one near us. Yeah. I'd be so happy with that.
But the internet is not the only reason that those who've never been to the Philippines know about Jollibee. The fast food joint made a brief appearance on Glee, the award-winning TV musical. The restaurant was seen in the background of a scene and quickly became a trending topic on Twitter. As a result, the Jollibee mascots started appearing in videos posted to YouTube and Facebook. Additionally, they have been making appearances at birthday parties for kids in other parts of the world as well. Jollibee, Twirly, Popo, and Hetty have come a long way. From simply being known to kids in the Philippines, they are now showing up at birthday parties in the USA, Canada, Australia, the UK, among other countries. This is all partly due to that brief moment on Glee and the power of the internet.
Like YouTube in general?
Jollibee was once called Jollibee.
Oh, Jollibee, the Filipino fast food chain.
You wouldn't think that a simple change in the way a word is spelled would have much of an impact. However, in some cases, it definitely does. In fact, the fast food chain initially spelled the name Jollibee with only one L and one E. Tony Tan named his restaurant Jollibee because he wanted the name to represent a happy or jolly busy bee.
Well, get the busy bee. You want your busy bee.
That was the inspiration
a lot
behind
of
Tony
references.
Tan's catchy name.
I want another single pop culture reference out of you for the rest of the trip. You understand?
However, initially, the name choice did not work out too well since it wasn't obvious how to pronounce it. Tan's marketing expert, Manuel Lumba, suggested that Jollibee change the name to Jollibee, extra L and E. Tan took the advice, and this change in spelling made a world of difference. When Jollibee became Jollibee in the late 70s, the business started to flourish and started to take over the Philippines as the king of fast food restaurants.
Here's what's really funny. So we had somebody, and they're not here, obviously, that when we said that we wanted to be sponsored by Jollibee.
I've been thinking about that comment for the past 5 minutes and didn't know where to pause it to talk about it.
Like, I'm just interrupting it because I'm just like, I want this. I would love for us to be able to do something with it.
We made a comment saying that we reached out to Jollibee Corporate USA.
And we did.
And we did. Because it's always a no unless you ask. And we got one hateful comment saying...
It was one out of the
I unsubscribed immediately. It was a disgrace or something to hear you guys ask for a sponsorship from such a notorious company. You guys are a joke.
The way I look at it is if Google Like one of the largest, actually Apple has started doing sponsorships. The largest company in the entire world sponsors people.
I mean, yeah, we're just two guys in Texas, but you never know unless you ask.
Exactly. Again, if you know somebody, let them know. It's just so funny. Like I saw that, I was like, bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
This couldn't have been just a coincidence. The name change and the restaurant's growth go hand in hand. One of the best things Tan did in the early days was take the marketer's suggestion because it really did kickstart the future success of the franchise. Think about it. Tan
and you know, speaking on that note, we're technically influencers. I hate using that term, but we are. So there's only 3 Jollibees or 4 Jollibees in this entire state of Texas.
No, there's 2.
No, I think there's 3 or 4.
Really?
I know for a fact there's 3.
Okay.
But nobody, like if I was to say, hey, have you been to Jollibee? Nobody knows what Jollibee is.
We brought it up at the pool.
And everybody was like, we're going to try it. Like,
yeah.
That's the thing.
We wouldn't have known it had it not been
in the
for
Philippines, if somebody wants to be sponsored by Jollibee, that's a little different. In Texas, if somebody wants to be sponsored by Jollibee,
that's opportunity.
Somebody's got, I mean, that's going to build business for these Texas restaurants. Somebody's got to talk about it. If nobody's talking about it, then nobody's going to go.
I mean, to be fair, there was a good line there.
And when I say I reached out to Jollibee corporate, it was mainly the owner of the closest location. I'm not asking.
And I did research him, actually. He's he owns a bunch of franchises, not just Jollibee.
A bunch of chicken places. And I'm not asking to be sponsored by Jollibee corporate. I wasn't insinuating that. I just meant...
Oh, I'd love to be sponsored by Jollibee
that'd
corporate.
Be dope.
It'd make more sense, honestly.
But I reached out to our local company.
Yeah.
So
it would still make more sense, honestly, to be sponsored by corporate.
Yeah. Because the American market is mainly only in California right now with Jollibee.
Really? Then Manhattan, obviously.
They've got a bunch in California.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Inspired by a happy, busy bee when it came to naming
second
his
most
restaurant,
populated state.
Jollibee makes it easy for the general public to get that same impression.
No one leaves an impression more unique than you.
Jollibee was not the first mascot.
We're here to find a new mascot.
You would think that the first mascot for Jollibee would be the one and only Jollibee, but you may be surprised to learn otherwise. What if we told you that this Jollibee was not the first mascot for the fast food chain?
What?
In fact, that happy and active bee was not even in the picture until years later. In fact, it was Mr. Yum, the mascot representation
Who does he
of
look
the
like?
Jollibee's Yum Burger, who was the first franchise mascot.
Him?
Yeah. No, well, not him, but the other one.
Well, that's the same one, but I didn't get a good look at the other one. Him.
Just imagine Mexican.
I can't think of the name, but I recognize what you're talking about.
Is it Carlos? It's like part of the what's her name?
Now I'm lost.
Yeah, well, it's the Mexican kid that helps like fix stuff.
Oh, Bob the Builder, dude.
Is it Bob the Builder?
Bob the Builder?
Yes, we can. I guess it is Bob the Builder. I was thinking of what's her name?
Yes,
the girl.
I don't know.
Always like spell stuff. Si se puede.
Dora?
Yeah, Dora. That's who I was thinking of. But doesn't she have like a little Diego? That's who it is.
He doesn't look like Diego.
Oh, really? But that's who I think of.
Representation of the Jollibee's Yum Burger, who was the first franchise mascot, and he gained in popularity really quickly. Mr. Yum became one of the big attractions at Jollibee for kids of all ages. Kids loved him, and so did their parents. He was extremely charismatic and plenty of fun. Of course, everyone loved Mr. Yum. He was the incarnation of an incredibly delicious menu item. I mean,
he actually looks
everyone
Asian.
wanted to go to Jollibee to enjoy a Mr. Yum burger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
Not only was he the first,
Hamburger.
but Mr. Yum also looked quite different when he appeared on the scene. He was initially green and was much more slender than the more recent version of the mascot. Today, Mr. Yum is a lot plumper. This is not surprising since he's probably been living off of eating Yum burgers every day, and it doesn't look like he intends to give them up anytime soon. And really, who can blame him since they are so delicious?
I guess he looks a little plump.
Jollibee just recently expanded to Italy and the UK.
You are going to London.
Yes, Jollibee was founded in the Philippines,
like,
and the
why do you need that reference there?
are still located there. However, the franchise started slowly spreading their wings by opening a small number of restaurants in other parts of the world. Expansion continues to this day, with recent restaurant openings in Milan, Italy, and another in London, England, in October 2018. The franchise sought out London due to the fact that there is a large Filipino community in the UK. But it wasn't just Filipino expats who were anxiously awaiting its arrival. The Jollibee franchise grand opening was finally here, and due to open up first thing in the morning at 8 a.m., people began lining up to get their first taste from the Filipino fast food joint as early as 3 a.m.
This line needs to move.
Lineups like this are usually reserved for when a new iPhone is being released, or on the first day of a blockbuster movie release, not usually for the opening of a restaurant. Jollibee's reputation had obviously preceded them, and the people could not wait to try out something from the Jollibee menu. Considering the London restaurant was supposed to open in 2016, the wait for some must have been unbearable. It looks like Jollibee has fans in many places.
I am your biggest fan.
You can always find more great Babbletop videos or...
Alright, I loved all the references. That actually, it made me enjoy the video
a little bit better, yeah.
So I'm excited to see part 2 and 3. Guys, at this point, we would typically say if there's any other things that you'd like to tell us about Jollibee, throw them down in the comments, but
we're going to be watching the other 2
We'll
videos.
save that until part 3.
And we're doing that, we're doing part 2 tomorrow. Part 3 will come out the following day. So we're going to do this as a quick series.
Right. So this was awesome, though. It's cool to know that they had their own TV show.
I was so worried about this because I was like, Untold Truths. Usually that means bad.
Like, dang, this is going to be unfortunate, but it was good. I truly enjoyed this video. It was super informative. You see if you would have said Jollibee 2 weeks ago, I would have been like, what is that?
I think we ate it for the first time 2 weeks ago.
So
it'd be
4 weeks
a month ago.
And then when we were introduced to it, we saw the Jollibee.
Yeah.
So we would have had no idea that they had a different mascot.
Yeah, that's really cool, kind of getting to know more of the history of it.
Right.
We know more about Jollibee now than we probably know about the majority of our fast food chains.
And I know a lot about McDonald's only because they have that movie Founders Day.
Yeah.
And Facebook because of the social media or social network. Yeah. But other companies in the U.S., like, I don't know much about.
I mean, more fast food related because, like, I know Jack in the Box is based out of Houston. That's all I know about that. And Jack is Jack from Jack in the Box. That's all. Beyond that, I don't know much about anything.
And then Wendy's has Wendy.
Wendy's is a representation of the former owner, or not the former owner, but the deceased owner's daughter.
Yeah.
Which she still is alive.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel so bad. They had her do a couple of commercials, and she's kind of heavy. And so they instantly took her off because of body shaming. Yeah. No, It's really sad. It's horrible. I'm laughing because I'm a fatty. So it's just funny that we're quasi successful, but they shamed her off.
Right.
And she's literally the figure of the company.
Yeah.
Granted, she was a child when they did the locks and everything.
I'm fat. You can body shame me if you want.
Please don't.
I'm proud of my body.
All of it.
I like to work it.
Yeah, so with that being said...
My name's Miles.
And my name is Fez.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.
Out.